speaker and contestants will proceed to the staging area during the 1 minute of silence. All contestants may remain in the room during this contest. If there are no questions, we will now begin the contest. Liza Wisner. Change is inevitable, growth is optional. Change is inevitable, growth is optional. Liza Wisner.
The time is 1963. The place is Nairobi, Kenya. We are at the cusp of the independence of the Republic of Kenya. And Jomo Kenyatta, our very first president, is signing our articles of independence from being a British colony. There is much to celebrate, and we are not excited about it. We are so excited about it that at midnight, when the Union Jack of the British colony went down, knowing it would never go up, there was dancing and singing for 3 full days in Uhuru Park. There was an estimated 250,000 people to see this event come to life. All the way across the oceans, in a land unimaginable to Kenyans, stood a man in 1963, and he delivered what is to be known as a defining moment in the civil rights movement of the United States. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered a speech, "I Have a Dream." Who would have imagined that across 7,000 miles, at the exact same time, there was 2 people excited for what was to come for their future? Change is inevitable. The excitement of change is inevitable. The strength you need to have to want change is inevitable. But today, I am here to give you a message. Growth is optional. You see, when I was growing up as a Kenyan child, I was raised in a multiplicity of cultures. My education was formal, it was informal, and I also say it was non-formal. And I grew up in an entrepreneurial household. And in fact, when I think about the future that we have, and I think about the future that I have, I always think of the fact that I am standing on the shoulder of giants. You see, my parents grew up in a time when Black people could not enjoy their own country. In fact, my dad grew up playing golf, earning 5 shillings a day as a caddy, because he could not participate in the sport in his own country. Imagine what this independence meant for us. And then here in these United States that I have come to enjoy, I have learned so much about this civil rights movement and the fighting that went on, verbally and physically, fighting for the humanity to exist as equals. And so when I came here to the United States, I think about all the things that had to happen so that I could stand on this platform today. I think about myself being seen by Texas A&M University Corpus Christi, standing on this platform where I came on a scholarship. And these United States were able to see this Kenyan girl with the Black skin. Not only was she able to play golf in Kenya, but she's being seen from the rights that we have now as Black people here in the United States to be the person I am. And I am most excited because today, we are fighting for what our democracy is to bring. You see, when we talk about our economies and we talk about the world, everybody talks about how change is coming. You know, we hear about how the automobile industry is going down. But I'm here to tell you that it is not going down because there's companies like Uber and Lyft that are making billions and billions of dollars. And then, how many of y'all remember Hollywood movies? Blockbuster? Have they stopped making movies? In fact, I would say that there's even more movies in these United States. Restaurants have not closed down as slowly as we would want, and we are still eating as much food as we can. And I can go on and on and on, but I would be remiss if I did not mention our wonderful Toastmasters has even taken that change and grown from it. We no longer have to fill out paper documents and have them filled out in a competent communication manual. It is all digital now. Your success in Toastmasters is through Pathways, which is digital. And so when you think about the economy, and when you think about the success of our nation, I want you to think about what you are doing in terms of seeing our success. As you make your decisions to vote for who our next president is to be, I want you to think about in 1963, we had our very first president, and we were thinking about the change that would happen in Kenya. And then I want you to think about in 1963, the United States was fighting for the equality that was so much needed and required. But I also want you to take a step back and realize that maybe change is inevitable in our democratic process. Maybe, and I don't mean to make a joke about it, but maybe you should run for president. Have you thought about that? Because I always think that we all show up so strongly for the people we want to vote for. And we say, yes, I want to vote for that person because of such and such. But what are you doing to be the president of yourself? Do you wake up in the morning and say, oh, I am so excited to be living this life? Or do you wake up and go, you know what, today I just kind of don't feel like running my country? Would you vote for yourself? Is that how you wake up? And then I want you to think about the family that you have. And I want you to think about whether you are being the president of that family. See, I am a mom of 3 boys, and I am a wife. And I always think to myself, wow, if I was the president of this household, we should be having a State of the Union. And I know they talk about we're looking for the next woman president, the next Black woman president. Well, I'm here to tell you that there already exist in all the houses. Because if you ran your house like you were the president of it, then you are the president of it. And then think about Toastmasters. There's leadership opportunities in Toastmasters. Some of you in this room are presidents of our Toastmasters clubs. Would you vote for yourself? Do you wake up in the morning like a president? Do you run your life like a president? Do you have a State of the Union and run your budget like you are running your country? Because, ladies and gentlemen, change is inevitable and growth is optional. And I think our democratic process needs to change. It is no longer about the person who shouts the loudest. And it's no longer about the person who has the issues that are the biggest. It is about how are all the things that are going on in your life, in your family's life, in your immediate community's life, are being impacted by the person who you choose to vote for. So today I ask you, if you have the audacity to go and vote, do you have the audacity to vote for yourself and for what you stand for? Because, ladies and gentlemen, change is inevitable, growth is optional, and I urge you to grow in your democracy for the future of our world.